Yeah, so color temperature is a really big thing, and this is kind of something that gets people a little bit confused because we've been trained when we see yellow, that's the sun. The sun is yellow. We've been drawing it yellow for years. Well, that's actually a lie. The sun's technically it's got like a blue hue on the spectrum of light. So you're talking about because red's a wave, or the light's a wave, and it's got a spectrum. We've all seen the graph. Red starts here, infrared, and then it gets into the blue, and then it gets into the ultraviolet. Well, violet's kind of got some blue tints in it. And the very high end of the spectrum is blue, and that's kind of where the sun sits, in that white kind of pure light, because it's got a little bit of everything in there. So light is like a bluish kind of white light. So that goes usually around 5600. And then as you see the day going down, like it's dusk, you see it starts to get a little bit of goldenness to it. That's just because it's bouncing off in the atmosphere, and that kind of, it warms up a little bit. One of my favorite things to do, and you can keep this, is I like to shoot my camera at 6500 Kelvin because it just adds a little bit extra golden. It gives it this golden feel, and it's one of my favorite things to do during golden hours, to actually lean into it and shoot it and make it warmer. And then we've got your tungsten bulb. So tungstens are kind of going away. Like, I don't know the last time, some of you young guys might have never even seen, you might have seen some tungsten. You'll see it when you go to a restaurant that's trying to be rustic. And they've got like these bulbs kind of hanging from the ceiling, and they're kind of orange. So those are tungsten, and those are tungsten filaments. And so that's more closer to the red wave spectrum. So you've got your sun, the 5600, and this is closer to your red wave spectrum. And so that sits about 3200 Kelvin. And then you've got, if you want to go even down to like 2700, 2200, that's like your candlelight, your fire. You're getting some real nice reds in there, and really, really deep orange. Almost, sometimes they look a little brown. And yeah, that's it. So just make sure that you know the color temperature of the room, because if you're lighting with tungsten source and your color temperature on your camera says 5600, sometimes your skin tones are going to look really orange, and it's just not going to go right. So kind of bring that down maybe to one of the things I like to do is, if it's a 3200 room, I like to shoot at 4500 Kelvin, which is kind of in the middle. And so you kind of keep some of those nice tungsten, because tungsten's a very nice light. You get to keep some of that, but it just doesn't look orange, and it doesn't look unnatural. And these are things you can experiment with whatever you've got. The unit of measurement is the Kelvin scale.